friend, sibling, child, parent, or family member being brutally murdered and having the chance of the offender be able to walk the streets. The person could be living right next door or be buying groceries right next to you, and you wouldn't even know the terror they have caused. Why should people that have caused so much pain and suffering be able to walk the streets again? Today, I'm going to talk about the facts of the death penalty in Texas, why it should remain legal, and what problems will occur if it becomes illegal. First, it's important to know the facts about the death penalty. In the United States, the death penalty is only legal in 31 states and illegal in 19 states, according to deathpenalty.procon.org, copyright 2016. As Texas Executions.org, copyright 2016 states, the last man executed by the electric chair was on July 30th, 1964 in the state of Texas. Executions in Texas did not become illegal again until the first lethal injection took place in 1982. Now all executions are done by lethal injection statewide and countrywide. This is Old Sparky, and it's now in the prison museum in Texas. And it was considered cruel and unusual, so they switched to the less painful lethal injection. According to deathpenaltyinfo.org, copyright 2016, in Texas, death row inmates are housed in Livingston, Texas. This is where the men are held. And the women on death row are housed in Gatesville, Texas. Then on the day of the execution, they are sent to the death house. I've personally been able to walk into that teal room right there where they are strapped down. That is sort of what the death house looks like. It's the closest picture I could find. First, you'll walk into the cell block and there's a line of cells. And then at the end of the hall is where this room is placed. And along the wall, there's usually a table full of Bibles in Spanish and English, flowers, and also there's a phone call where they can make to any state in the continental United States. First, the inmate is changed into fresh clothing and he is made comfortable. Then he's put in cell block number 1, which is at the very, very end by that door right there. And he is able to talk to his lawyer, make any phone calls. And it's also a myth that he gets to choose what food he likes. He actually only gets to eat whatever is served that day. But why should the death penalty remain legal? People argue if one takes a life, then their life should be taken. According to deathpenalty.com, copyright 2012, history retribution has always had religious values that states an eye for an eye and a life for an eye is an appropriate option. Also, as death penalty curriculum.org, copyright 2012 says, the death penalty will ensure 100% that the killer will no longer kill again. This will bring the family comfort and closure, even though it does not bring the victim back. Also, it will keep other prisoners safe. Now we need to talk about what happens if it becomes illegal. According to deathpenaltycurriculum.org 2012, the criminal justice system will become unbalanced. There will be no restoring to the criminal justice system, and society will just accept violence. The death penalty will show that murder will not be tolerated for in the criminal justice system. Killers will think they'll just get a lifelong sentence and be able to live the rest of their life in prison, and they'll receive free housing and food. According to ProDeathPenalty.com, written May 3rd, 2001, when a ban was put on the death penalty, studies proved that crime rate went up 100%. Also during the study, the crime rates of 14 countries that abolished the death penalty were reviewed. It was recorded that the crime rates actually escalated, and it was proven the death penalty needed to be used as a deterrent. Also, as ProDeathPenalty.com states, without the death penalty, more lives will be at stake and killers will, in fact, kill again. Horrific killers such as BTK, Ted Bundy, and the Night Stalker Richard Ramirez will be able to walk the streets again. Luckily for us, Ted Bundy and Richard Ramirez are, Ted Bundy has been executed and Richard Ramirez died in prison before he was executed. As for Ted Bundy, he is still alive, but he's serving 10 life sentences because his crime occurred before the death penalty was legal again. The death penalty has proven to have a positive effect on the criminal justice system. What needs to happen is the death penalty needs to remain legal. The things you need to remember about the penalty is the facts and why it needs to remain legal. The solution, if the death penalty were to ever become illegal, it is your job as a citizen to write your local congressperson or protest to make your voice heard of your opinion. Now, these are all the victims of the serial killers I talked about, and their voices deserve to be heard, and they deserve justice. It is the criminal justice system's job to have justice for them.